Thanks for joining us for National Focus. I'm Mervin. Coming up, $25.3 million for Agriculture and Fisheries Ministry. Chance Road resurfacing nears completion, and Dubique unemployed to receive jobs soon. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Think water, think life. Water refreshes, restores, cleans, and enhances growth. Potable water is a benchmark for development. DOWASCO is serious about its mandate to ensure easy access to potable water island-wide and provide sewage services for a cleaner environment. DOWASCO is your water and sewage company.
Thank you for staying with us. In 2015, agriculture contributed 11.5% to the island's gross domestic product. But with the interventions planned for this financial year, that is expected to increase to at least 13%. The $25.3 million allocated to the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries should make that possible. Initial reports for the financial year, which ended June 30th, 2016, indicate that production in the agriculture sector declined as a result of the mass destruction wrought by Tropical Storm Erica. Banana production decreased by 20% and other crops by 15%. The experts still expect the past financial year reports to show at least 0.3% growth from an increase in livestock production. The fisheries subsector, which showed remarkable growth in 2014 of 38.7%, declined by 2015 by 16.3%. Fisheries is nevertheless anticipated to expand by 16.9% for the 2015-2016 financial year and a further 5.6% in 2017. Projections for the new financial year 2016-2017 is 6.1% expansion of the entire agriculture sector. One of the main challenges to farmers is access to their farms, especially after millions of dollars of roadway were washed away last August. In his budget presentation on Tuesday, the Honorable Prime Minister and the Minister for Finance, Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, announced interventions for farm road upgrades.
Feeder road rehabilitation, financed with funds from the European Union, under the banner accompanying measures, BAM, has also been allocated $17.7 million in this budget. This will facilitate the rehabilitation of 13 feeder roads in Dominica. This investment is expected to stimulate farmers to expand their cultivation, which will enhance exports, foreign exchange earnings, and national food security.
The Cahome Road in the St. Joseph constituency was identified for a $2 million injection. Profits from the Citizenship by Investment program are making this funding possible. Reports are that the influx of new planting material, tissue culture plantlets imported from France, is having a huge impact on the sector. 67 acres of banana farms based on this new material has been established. The Ministry of Trade has been more actively involved in the agriculture sector. An example of this is the execution of trade missions to regional islands facilitated by Dexia. In the Ministry of Trade, a new unit will be established to provide support to farmers.
The Ministry of Trade will reposition itself to further strengthen the marketing of our local products. A unit will be set up within the Ministry of Trade with a specific mandate to generate real-time information on specific crops and products and link potential sellers in Dominica with potential buyers in the regional market. The proposed unit will work closely with Dexia in the execution of this mandate.
The Honorable Prime Minister also highlighted the role of Windfresh, which has agreed to assist with exporting local produce to the United Kingdom. Critically, he said, farmers must commit to producing the best quality products. The Honorable Finance Minister identified another challenge to farmers and hucksters, that of transportation.
I am inspired by progress being made in negotiations with certain external private sector interests to establish a necessary joint venture relationship with a local Dominica entity to take on the challenge of acquiring and operating a reliable shipping service between Dominica and several of its neighboring islands, as far as north of the United States Virgin Islands and southerly to Trinidad and Tobago. The government is also in discussion with entrepreneurs who are excited about the prospect of investing in the harvesting, packaging, and sale of Dominica's drinking water. It is thought that the same vessels to be used to transport such water would also be utilized for the transportation of agricultural produce to the islands, as well as of vital commodities from these islands.
He hopes for favorable news by this independence season. This transportation challenge could be a thing of the past based on the success of this suggestion.
The government continues to implement progressive measures within the Ministry of Trade to facilitate the ongoing improvements in the quality of our exports and to enhance the country's export competitiveness. This includes support to the shipping sector, the National Center for Testing Excellence, and the multipurpose pack houses. Provision has been made for an amount of $500,000 to assist boat owners to upgrade their vessels. This is intended to facilitate them to meet the required certification standards and enhance the capacity for the transportation of agricultural and other commodities.
By all reports, the National Abattoir is performing well. At this time, government invites management proposals from the private sector. As announced last month, $10 million will in fact be placed at the aid bank just for farmers.
A special investment facility is being established for the agricultural sector. Access to capital for local investment in facilities and for working capital under reasonable terms and conditions is always of overriding concern to the farmer. To address this need, government will be placing $10 million at the aid bank for on-lending to farmers. These sums will be used to support farmers generally and to further support the development of the pork and poultry sector. Loans will be made available to farmers at an interest rate of 3%, and they will also benefit from a grace period of up to 6 months. The relevant agreement with the aid bank has been prepared and will be signed immediately upon the passage of the budget by Parliament, Madam Speaker.
The Ministry of Tourism has been allocated $13.6 million for what is expected to be a very productive year for the sector. A review of the industry's performance for the past financial year 2015-2016 indicated a 10.9% decline in hotel and restaurant subsectors. This is due to the decrease in hotel stock, like the loss of the Jungle Bay Resort, the cancellation of the World Creole Music Festival, and the flooding of the Douglas Charles Airport. The number of stayover visitors declined by 8.6% in stayover according to preliminary reports. The tourism sector is expected to grow by 9.8% in 2016 and by 3.7% in 2017 due to an increased budget and improved infrastructure. The Dominica Hotel and the Tourism Association identified low-cost financing as a dire need for the industry. This is in addition to the long-identified need to increase the number of quality rooms for export-ready rooms.
Government has given positive consideration to the request and will put in place a loan facility at the aid bank for the purpose of financing the upgrade and expansion of existing hotels and restaurants in Dominica. An amount of $15 million from the proceeds of the Citizenship by Investment Program will be deposited in the aid bank for on-lending to the hotel sector. The government has also decided, based on consultations with the hoteliers, to set the interest rate at 3% and with a grace period of 1 year, Madam Speaker, 12 months. I challenge, Madam Speaker, and you listen or you hear my voice, if there are better interest rates in any bank in Dominica, in the Caribbean, we will match those interest rates to the one existing.
The Honorable Prime Minister hopes that these funds will be taken advantage of within a year. That would mean that the island can look forward to new life in the tourism sector within the next 2 years. Further to that, the Ministry of Tourism has been allocated $2.2 million specifically to enhance tourist sites and a further $2.5 million more for that tourism marketing budget. The World Creole Music Festival has gotten an additional $1 million for its budget beginning this year. Another suggestion of the DHTA, which was accepted and included in this year's budget, is an income tax amendment. This adjustment should propel hoteliers to upgrade and or increase the number of quality rooms. According to the Honorable Finance Minister, the existing Act assumes that all rooms are of the same value and are rented at the same price for the purposes of calculating the exempt income. He says, however, that newer rooms are likely to be of a higher price, quality and value.
The government proposes to amend the Income Tax Act to allow the Cabinet to approve tax holidays of up to 10 years where hoteliers have made substantial upgrades to the existing hotel plans. This would include extensive remodeling, renovation or refurbishment works. Further, where a tax holiday has been granted in relation to the extension of an existing hotel for the purpose of calculating the amount of income to be exempt, government proposes to exempt the income that is directly related to that extension. In the case of a substantial upgrade to an existing hotel, the exemption will be based on the additional income earned directly as a result of the upgrade. Madam Speaker, where no income is earned as a direct result of an extension or substantial upgrade or part thereof, amendments will be made to allow Cabinet to approve of the classification of these extensions or upgrades or part thereof as 5-year plans for the purpose of deduction of capital allowances.
President of the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, speaking of GIS News shortly after the pronouncement, confirmed that the association is pleased with the tourism industry interventions in this year's budget. In more news, an $80,000 road rehabilitation project in Chance is almost complete. That information was revealed by the Honorable Parliamentary Representative for Portsmouth, Ian Douglas. Chance is just one of the areas being transformed as part of an improvement project for the town of Portsmouth.
This piece of road that we are on right now is the latest piece of infrastructure that we have just completed. It's cost us about 80,000 EC dollars. We employed again a local contractor who in turn employed a lot of local help because we prefer to use the mixers and actually have fellas mixing concrete rather than bringing in the concrete trucks to pour, because more persons gain employment on a daily basis on those projects, and in turn that money filters throughout the constituency. So that is what we have here. We just have probably one more piece of road in Chance to do, a piece of road that is probably about maybe 90 feet of road to actually complete the entire resurfacing of all Chance roads. We're very happy about that because, you know, Chance have really become part of the Portsmouth constituency in a very significant way.
The government of Dominica contributed to the transformation of Chance as part of the Housing Revolution program. 15 traditional homes and 10 petrocasas were constructed in that area. Since then, other homeowners have built and renovated their homes to make it the ideal place to live near the northern town.
We made a decision to set about actually bringing Chance up to the level of the rest of the town to make it look all seamless, that Chance will be part of ZICAC and part of Portsmouth. And so we decided that the roads were one of the aspects of that infrastructural development that we had to tackle. And we are happy that over the years we have been able to resurface, especially the main roads. You know, we have the public cemetery in Chance, and so all of the various denominations, with the exception of the Catholics and the Anglicans, use the public cemetery for burials, and we had to resurface on that road. And Chance has really become a part of Portsmouth, really. You cannot tell the difference right now when you move from ZICAC into Chance and vice versa.
The Portsmouth MP also has plans to complete resurfacing roads at Glenvilla and Georgetown. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Introducing the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app Available for download from the Google Play Store, One Mobile Market, and the Government of Dominica's website. Access to all ministries and sub-departments' phone, email and office addresses and websites. Simply select a ministry and the sub-department. You can dial directly from the app or save the numbers to your phone contacts. It's convenience at your fingertips.
Is my passport ready for pickup? Good. It really works.
Download the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app today.
Welcome back. The Methodist Church Dominica Circuit has for the second time stepped in to assist the Dubique people, this time with appliances for their new homes. On Tuesday, Superintendent Minister of the Dominica Circuit, Reverend Dr. Novel Josiah, and members of the Tropical Storm Erica Relief Program visited the community at Center to present letters of understanding and bless the new homes. Reverend Josiah told GIS News that this is phase 2 of the assistance to the Dubique community. Phase 1 began immediately after Tropical Storm Erica and was called the relief phase. During that period, relief items were donated to the people, including cash. Phase 2 was dubbed rehabilitation. During that phase, the church made efforts to assist in resettling those who were displaced. Project coordinator of the relief program, Jean Jacob, gave details.
This is just Dubique. We have we're providing assistance also to persons in Bath Estate, Coolibistry, and later on Collyho and Campbell. So we are pleased that we could make this contribution to the people of Dubique to help them in this resettling, and we hope that it will serve as a good gesture to them coming from the Methodist community of Dominica.
A list of people assisted by the church was presented to the project manager for the center community, Monty Blanchard. The symbolic letter of understanding was also presented to a representative of the community. A member of the community who was housed at the Granby Community Center since the storm expressed her appreciation.
I am feeling quite comfortable. I can't complain. It's a relief. I'm very happy. I received all what they said: water, clothes, food, appliances, all the stuff that they were giving, I received.
After blessing the homes, the Reverend extended an invitation to other individuals and organizations to assist the people of Dubique.
They would have been dislocated at the community center for a number of months, almost a year now. Now the time has come when they are taking up their residence in their new homes. As you can see, the homes would need to be furnished. The Methodist Church, we have assisted with items of appliances, refrigerator, stove, beds, tables, sofa, things like those. But that is only limited to what we can do in terms of assisting with these items. As you can see, this house that we are part of, it is not furnished yet, and there are many others like this that would be in need of assistance. And so if you as an individual can make a donation, or as a company, or as an agency, or as a group, I know that the people at Dubique will be very happy to receive your assistance. And so on their behalf, I want to make this special appeal, reminding us of the fact that God loves a cheerful giver. And I trust that God may bless you, and that you in turn may bless them with your gift.
The government of Dominica, with the assistance of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela through the donation of 300 petrocasas, constructed 50 homes for the Dubique people at Center in Granby. Construction of the homes began in November and was completed in June. Dubique people moved into their homes early this month. The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Petite Savannah constituency, Dr. Kenneth Daru, is in the process of securing jobs for the unemployed people of Dubique to ensure their sustainability. Dr. Daru gave that disclosure during the tour of the new community at Center in Granby on Monday. Over 100 people are now residents at Center after being displaced from their homes in Dubique by the tropical storm Erica. Several of these people were also left with no means of providing for themselves. The Honorable Petite Savannah MP has a plan to address that situation.
I'm in the process of right now trying to create employment for a number of the residents of the new Dubique community under the National Employment Program. You would have heard, I think, the chairman of the committee speak about the beautification. Also, we've had various vacancies within the Ministry of Health and other various line ministries that have already presented. So in the next 2 weeks or so, we should see about 20 or 25 young people or family members of the community employed, so they will be earning a sustainable income, of course, to continue paying their bills, etc. Because as I said, just getting a new home is one thing, but maintaining and sustainability is another.
Meanwhile, the Methodist Church Dominica Circuit and the Tropical Storm Erica Relief Committee are also planning to assist the Dubique people with employment. This will form part of Phase 3 of the assistance since the storm.
Phase 3 is a phase that is meant for small businesses, like persons who are operating businesses and they would have been affected by the storm and need a sort of hands up to get back on their feet. And so that particular phase, we are in the process of raising funds to initiate that. So that is the next phase we're hoping to bring on stream, where we can assist persons so that there can be that growth and that recovery, so that we can get back to a sense of normalcy, both in Dubique and in other areas that would have been affected.
2 young ladies are already anticipating these programs.
Well, as you can see behind me, I have 2 sewing machines. Well, I took sewing classes, I took other classes, but I like sewing. So I have 2 sewing machines there. I did some little things. It's not professional, but I mean, I know what to do, some things. So if I could get like a overlocker to help me to make my outfit a little neater, it will be good.
Birmingham is a 26-year-old mother of 2. Meanwhile, Nadia Alexander, who now shares a home with 4 others, is also anticipating assistance.
Right now, they're offering help with small business, as I had my business in Dubique. I'm hoping that I benefit from that also.
Coming up next, your Creole highlights with McPherson St. Luce.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skirt, qui a fait parole qui estimate budget l'année 2016, l'année 2017, présenté APC pour Citizenship by Investment Program, qui bien supporté l'économie, hors gouvernement, point loan et puis taxes qui bien aide. Premier ministre a dit afin où l'Angleterre quitte European Union, l'argent l'Angleterre descend bien bas, affaires terroristes, changement climatique et puis crisis réfugiés syriens qui a bien affecté petit pays comme Dominique qui a développé. Selon Premier ministre Skirt, même si Erica détruit yon des secteurs payants, l'année financière s'en expecté pour monter 1,3%. L'année prochaine, qu'a expecté pour monter 10,8%. Premier ministre Skirt dit l'argent qu'il a expecté dernier l'année financière, ça a passé expectation. À la nouvelle, ministre Kai, Honorable Reginald Austrin, qui remercie tout le monde qui travaille sur le projet Kai Dubique en réalité. Ministère Austrin fait parole ça là pendant une délégation gouvernement qui a visité le projet la semaine passée.
Le comité ça là, c'est un comité qui connaît pas un pays là. Nous avons un case, nous avons des bons chemins, nous avons de l'eau, nous avons clarté, nous avons fait play une file là-bas, nous avons basketball court comme ça. Tout ça, un comité moderne qui a besoin, nous avons ici en Jimmy. Comme M. Black modèle, un village ça là, comité ça là, c'est un modèle. À Dominique, et bien nous avons répliqué ça. N'importe place là qui a un problème, et nous venons ça, nous voyons Dubique, et bien nous qui faisons dans l'autre pays. Comme ça, je voulais remercier tout le monde, et remercier mon Dubique pour patience là, et tenir pour respect. Et mon Guambe aussi, parce que mon Guambe tenir pour, welcome, parce que vous savez, nous en Guambe. Et mon Guambe pas de problème pour faire mon Dubique venir habiter, et pour rester. Comme ça, nous remercier tout le monde, et nous demander, bon Dieu, pour bénir tout le monde qui tenait un pas pour faire projet ça là en réalité.
À la nouvelle, département gouvernement a disséminé information par public là online, bagay e-government. Parole ça là, sortir directeur Telecoms, M. Bennett Thomas.
Tout bagay la gouvernement a fait à différents ministries, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Planning, tout thing. You can mettre information en site, en government site, So ali also on government site like okay, www.dominica.gov.dm où ali tout site ça et où que toute qualité information en différents ministries, tout un PS, tout un ministère, ça qui rôle c'est ministère, ça qui rôle ministry. So ou ka ba mon information comment pour faire business avec le gouvernement.
Thomas ba exemple hod yon di département gouvernement.
So aller à ce ministry of health ou que ouais information à ce Zika, à ce chikungunya, à ce tout ça qui fait en health. So aller c'est ministry of education ou que ouais bagay about ministry of education, teaching for assessment, ministry ça qui fait pour policy and education. So e-government c'est un bagay where gouvernement Dominique ou le gouvernement métier on fait en place, on crée ça un website. Là, vous mettez toute information là où ça taper. Si vous voulez faire income tax, vous allez sur le Ministry of Finance website et à in Revenue Division, ou que comment pour file tax, ou que information comment pour file tax, comment pour mener returns, bagay comme ça. So, e-government c'est en manière où le gouvernement Dominique prend information et pour tout le monde. Comment pour interagir avec le gouvernement et taper information pour faire bagaille à Dominique.
Et puis finalement, compagnie qui a bâti le projet West Bridge and Wozo NSG, qui a fait parole qui est bien plein et puis pour finir bâtir le projet cela. Compagnie là qui a fait parole qui entre mai pour juin l'année cela. Il y a un travail pour place qu'on bagaille utility, bagaille de l'eau, et puis bagaille pour faire voiture rouler en l'autre direction, sortir en ville Wozo. Et aussi démouter 20 points là qui existent. Travail pour peut-être l'occasion là, à ce bordage là, à ce côté l'autre bord, ça aussi pour place. Travail qui commence en 2 semaines, ça c'est pour un gros miroir, et puis travail pour la même. Travail assis, ça c'est travail aussi pour place, pour dredge là, et puis de l'eau qui descend en la main là, plus facile. Compagnie là qui a aussi fait parole support pour moun qui a produit matériaux et puis moun goulerie et puis équipement. Il aussi a bien sollicité parole au public là quand il travaille bien ouais pour bâtir projet ça là. Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non moi c'est McPherson. Au revoir.
When you stretch, ease your body into position until you feel a stretch and hold it for about 25 seconds. Breathe deeply to help your body move oxygen-rich blood to the sore muscles. Don't bounce or force yourself into an uncomfortable position. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also available on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the news production team, I'm Mervin. Thanks for watching, and do join us again next time for National Focus.